Hello! First of all, I wanted to introduce myself. And secondly, I wanted to tell you what do I mean by the EV1 operating system, something that I have been yapping about for the past 1 week. Hello, my name is Aditi Paul. In a previous life, I was a professor. In that role, I received my EB1 and I made the egregious mistake of sharing that story in 2022, which then went viral. And since then, I have been collaborating with immigration paralegals, immigration lawyers, past EP1 recipients, ex USCIS officers with one goal and one goal only to educate you so that this process is 10% less traumatic for you than it was for me. To that end, I am launching a 3-week workshop series that I have named the EB1 operating system, and it is for a reason. See, I've hosted over 100 events right now. And in those events, we've had overall like 6,100 plus attendees. And having interacted with that many people, I can tell you that none of us miss two things. Number one, none of us lack the motivation to get EB1 done. And number two, none of us lack the work ethic to get EB1 done. Now, a lot of you who are going for EB1 are probably on your H1Bs, backlogged in EB2, or you're on your STEM OPT, not being able to find an H1B, or on your O1 who want to convert into EB1, whatever the reason. You are sick and tired of the trials and tribulations of immigration and you want a secure future for yourself. You may be on an H1B, your partner may be on their H4, and their entire family is relying on your visa, which is a precarious situation. So you want to get out of this into a more secure land, which is the green card. So the motivation is very high. Number two, none of you lack work ethic. I did not lack work ethic. What I lacked was number one, clarity, and number two, discipline. I did not know what I had to do, what counted, what didn't. And number two, I kept hitting play and pause because life kept throwing curveballs at me. And it was very easy for me to put EB1 in the back burner because there was always something more pressing that I needed to take care of. And I see the same exact thing happening to a lot of people who are in this journey. That is the reason why I created the EB1 operating system. Now, just like an operating system in a computer, when you boot it up, it fires up. It's running in the background and you're firing up your apps and you're doing the work. Your EB1 prep can also be this systematic. And I want to make it this systematic so you do not hit that play and pause whenever life becomes inconvenient. And there are simply 3 components in that operating system. And in the 3 weeks, I'm going to install these 3 components in your life. The first component is what I call reveal. Now, a lot of you, just like me, thought that I had to build EB1 from the ground up, that I have nothing in my profile, there is nothing extraordinary about me, that I had to do all the work now moving forward. That is simply not true. There are things in your profile, work you have done previously that you've just not seen through the EB1 lens. So the first thing is I'm going to put those EB1 glasses on your face so that you can see clearly what matters and also what does not matter, because that happens as well. You think you have something, but then when you put the EB1 regulation glasses on, you realize, oh, wow, like this does not really fit that criteria. So the first thing that you want to do is reveal to yourself what you have and what you don't have. Number 2 is the repurpose stage. Now, I have heard this multiple times from people where they say that, hey, Aditi, I have original contributions and I have critical role, but I'm struggling with judging. I'm struggling with speaking. I'm struggling with judging. What they're trying to say is, I have nothing in my arsenal, so now I have to have more education, or I need to write something absolutely original to be able to speak or to be able to write a thought leadership article. That is simply not true. You have enough work experience. You have taken enough certifications. You have done enough trainings for you to be confident in the fact that you have the knowledge all bottled up here. All we have to do is install a system that can repurpose all that knowledge and translate it into speaking opportunities, into judging opportunities, and into authorship opportunities. So that's the second thing that we are going to take care of. And Finally, the third thing, which I've also seen people struggle with, is the rise stage. If you look at the EB1 language, it'll say that we want people in this category who have risen to the top of the field. You have to rise, you don't have to jump. But that's exactly what a lot of us fall into. We think that we need to go from ordinary to extraordinary in one leap. It's not a leap, it's a ladder. So that's the third and final component that I will install in your life, where you can take small steps that gets you from point A to point B in zero point 0.1 increments. Extraordinary is not doing big things. Extraordinary is doing ordinary things for a long period of time consistently in the right direction. So that's it. That's the simple EB1 operating system. And look, I tried really hard to come up with this analogy with the operating system. It was not original. Absolutely not. I've borrowed it from another creator who I follow very closely, but it made sense to me because an operating system is one that is automatic. It runs on autopilot, whether your life gets busy or your life is smooth. This will keep running and your EB1 machine is going to keep making progress. So if that's your mojo, we kick off on September 14th. If you haven't registered already, the link is in this page. And if you have any comments or concerns or questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer. Good luck.